Welcome to the Hawaii Association for College Admissions Counseling Virtual College Fair. Thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. And this presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at strivescan.com/Hawaii. And now I'd like to turn it over to our first presenter from the University of California, Merced. Take it away.
Thank you, Anna. Aloha, everyone. It's such a pleasure to be here. Thank you for joining us. My name is Iona Ni, and I'm the regional representative for Hawaii with the University of California, Merced. So UC Merced is the newest and 10th addition to the University of California system, which is the #1 public research institution in the nation. You'll actually hear from 2 of our other campuses during this session. So what really makes the University of California, Merced unique is our location. We are literally in the heart of California. As you can see on the map, we are in the center of the state at the star. We're literally about 40 miles north of the heart of California, the center. And what's unique is our proximity to Yosemite National Park. So if any of you that love outdoors, love to hike, love adventure, we're the only campus in the nation that has a partnership with Yosemite where you can actually live and work there and become a park ranger. And we also do a lot of research up there. And for many of you who love the beach, although the beach is not at our doorstop, or I should say at our back door, we do have lakes and rivers that flow through our campus. Being that we are the newest UC, we are also the smallest in terms of student population. We have roughly 9,000 students total. So you're getting more of that small private school liberal arts environment. And what's really awesome about our campus is that because our graduate student population is quite small, they actually ask all of you undergrad to assist with graduate student research. So over 60% of UC Merced students engage in some type of creative project or research with faculty. And also what's really popular and a factor why students choose UC Merced is because of our diversity. We're considered a Hispanic serving institution, and we're also eligible to be an ANAPISI serving institution. ANAPISI is Asian American, Native American, and Pacific Islander. And at UC Merced, we have 3 academic schools. We have the School of Engineering, School of Natural Sciences, and School of Social Sciences, Humanities, and Arts. And we're also the only UC campus that offers WUI, Western Undergraduate Exchange, where you can save up to $22,000 per year on your tuition and fees. So all of our majors are WUI eligible. And recently, UC Merced ranked top 100 universities in the nation, top 100, which is not bad, being that we're roughly 15 years old. And what's really exciting is that being part of a new campus, we're actually adding more majors and new programs every year. So for example, we're adding our civil engineering major this fall. And being that we're a part of the newest UC, students really love that they're here to help create the culture and identity of UC Merced. So when you come to UC, you're going to find that you're more than a scholar, you're going to be a leader, as 70% of our students are involved on campus. And we also host over 700 events per year. Yeah, 700, even during COVID-19, we've actually hosted a lot of big events virtually. So you all probably know Coachella Music Festival. Well, we have what's called Cowchella at UC Merced because there are cows in the area. So we actually host a big music festival virtually. We also have another big festival in the Halloween time called Treats and Beats, where we bring a lot of big comedians and a lot of big artists. And the requirements to be eligible to apply to UC Merced will actually be the same across the UC system. So when you apply to UC, it is just one online application, and you just check mark all the campuses that you are interested in. And we have all the same exact requirements. So the first requirement will be the A3g Subject Requirements. So you must complete these 15 courses by the time you graduate high school, and you must receive a passing grade of a 70%, a C- or higher, or pass credit for the COVID terms. And the second requirement will be the GPA, which is a 3.4 weighted GPA, and that GPA will only be calculated from these A3g type courses. You'll find that these courses look quite familiar because many of these courses will be required for you to graduate at your respective high school. And as I mentioned earlier, WUI, yes, we offer it. And what's exciting is when you're applying to UC, just by submitting your UC application, you'll be automatically screened for WUI. So it is not a separate application. And as I said earlier, all majors are WUI eligible, and the GPA is a 3.5 for freshmen and a 2.8 for transfer students. So that GPA for freshmen is just 0.1 higher than it is to be eligible to apply to UC. And you receive WUI for all 4 years, and then for 2 years if you're a transfer student. And as I said earlier, you can receive up to $22,000 per year, and you do not have to reapply for WUI. So once you receive it, once you're admitted, it'll be up until 4 years or 2 years. And then lastly, I look forward to connecting with you all. I just want to say thank you for choosing to attend this session to hear about UC Merced. If you have any questions, please put that in the Q&A, but we are also hosting a lot of virtual events this March as well as April called our Become a Bobcat virtual series for admitted and prospective students. So if you want to hear more about our majors, you want to reach out and connect with students, faculty, we're hosting a lot of events, and we also have virtual tours for you to explore UC Merced. We also have drone tours that we've collaborated with our School of Engineering. And if you're ever in California, we do also offer drive-through tours. But I just want to say thank you again, everybody, and I wish you all the best in your academic endeavors.
Thank you. Next, we'll be hearing from Hawaii Pacific University.
Aloha mai kākou. My name is Allison Augustin, and I am an Assistant Director of Admissions here at Hawaii Pacific University, primarily working with our local students. To kick things off, I have a quick video to share highlighting our wonderful university. Now that you got to learn a little bit about Hawaii Pacific University, let's talk about academics. This is a list of our different undergraduate programs we offer here at HPU, and the great thing about all of our programs, regardless of what you are studying, is that they are all taught by faculty. You will never be taught by a graduate assistant or a teaching assistant, and our faculty members have real-life work experience in the subjects that they are teaching. And two programs that I like to highlight for our incoming first-year students is our Residential Honors Program and our Scholars Program. Our Residential Honors Program is a 4-year program open to all majors, designed for highly motivated students wanting to get the most out of their college experience. And similar to our Residential Honors Program is our Scholars Program. Our Scholars Program is a 1-year program designed for highly motivated students interested in the fields of business, marine science, and nursing. Both programs require a separate application process aside from applying for admission, and if you are interested in applying to any or both programs, our priority deadline is December 1st of every year. Our admission requirements, our application can be found at hpu.edu/apply, and we are also a member of the Common Application. We do have an application fee of $45, and we do need your high school transcript, and we accept unofficial transcripts for the application review process. We are test optional, so we are not requiring our students to submit the SAT or the ACT as a part of the admissions process. And while personal statements and recommendation letters are optional, however, I do recommend sending those in. There's only so much that I can learn about you from reading your application and looking at your grades. This is your opportunity to shine and share with us what you want us to know about you. I love reading recommendation letters. I love hearing all of the great things that other people have to say about you. While personal statements and recommendation letters are optional, I do recommend sending those in. And for our tuition for the 2021-2022 academic year is $29,520. And if you are choosing to live on campus, Living on campus is not a requirement. Room and board will range from $14,000 to $20,000 a year. But don't let these numbers scare you because 91% of our students receive federal grants and/or institutional aid. And one scholarship that I'd really like to highlight, this is specifically for our local students, as our Holomua commitment. Through our Holomua commitment, HPU is committed to meeting 100% of unmet tuition need for all of our first-year students from Hawaii. This is such a great scholarship opportunity, and what's even better is that you don't have to apply. All you have to do is graduate from a Hawaii high school and complete your free application for federal student aid, your FAFSA, and you have to be attending HPU in that upcoming fall semester from when you graduate. Through our Holomua commitment, we are really wanting HPU to be a competitive financial option for our local students. And if you are interested in learning more about our Holomua commitment, you can check out hpu.edu/Holomua. And speaking of scholarships, all of our students are automatically considered for scholarships based off of academic merit. And we do offer athletic and talent-based scholarships as well. And these talent and athletic-based scholarships are stackable on top of your academic merit. The important dates to keep in mind, November 15 is our early action deadline. And what we mean by early action is that if you apply by November 15, you will receive your decision as early as December 15. After January 15, which is our regular decision deadline, we will be on rolling admissions. And if you know you want to attend HPU, please let us know by May 1st, which is National Candidates Reply Date. Once again, my name is Allison Augustin, and I am an Assistant Director of Admissions here at Hawaii Pacific University. This is my contact information along with my colleague, Brandon Bolsecco. Both Brandon and I work with our local Hawaii students, and we are more than happy to help you throughout this application process and answer any questions that you have about HPU. So please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Mahalo for your time, and I look forward to working with you.
Thank you. Next, we'll be hearing from the University of Alaska, Anchorage.
Hi, y'all. My name is Fernando. I'm the Assistant Director of Admissions over at the University of Alaska, Anchorage. Let me pull up the presentation. First, let's talk a little bit about the University of Alaska, Anchorage, both in our city, and then we'll talk a little bit about ourselves. So you might want to know a little bit about the location, especially since you might be living there for 4 years. So good to know a little bit about it. Anchorage is the largest city in the state of Alaska. We have approximately 300,000 people living inside Anchorage. We like to think of it as kind of like we call it an urban wild campus, where you have the great things of being in an urban setting, but you're very easily able to transition over into kind of the more wild aspects like camping or going into the mountains or the glaciers. One thing whenever I'm on this, I always like going back to the first slide to see the picture of campus, and you see the mountains right there, like they are super close to campus. And so that's really a unique opportunity for a lot of our students to get to experience that. For UAS itself, we do have nearly 12,000 students on campus. So we're about a medium-sized institution. It's about a 16-to-1 student-faculty ratio, though, so we're also able to keep our class sizes relatively small, especially for an institution of our size. And we were also ranked number 1 on return on long-term investment among our peer institutions. Here's just kind of a slide that details some of the organizations and resources that we provide for our students. I'm not going to have enough time to go through all of them, but I'll just do a couple. Things like the Learning Commons, which is a really great way for every single one of our students to get free tutoring in whatever courses that they might need, including one-on-one tutoring sessions. That's extremely helpful in making sure that if there's something you don't understand, we're going to be there to help you every step of the way. Or our military and veteran student services that help if you are, say, a military dependent, or if you are looking to get into, say, our ROTC programs. They're going to be a great resource to be that kind of in between the military and your educational goals. Along with that, our multicultural center is another really great way for our students to both make connections, but then also find support, including through our AHINA program, which is the African American, Hispanic, Asian, International, and Native American Student Association. So you have a lot of really great ways to find support and find kind of that community within the University of Alaska Anchorage. We also do have a very active and vibrant student clubs and Greek life. Over 100 clubs and organizations, and like I mentioned, that Greek life as well, and many of these different organizations like, say, Black Student Union, Latino Student Union, or our Native Student Council that you may be able to join to kind of, again, it's all about finding their community within your college or university. And that's a really great way to kind of take that first step. Next, a little bit about our academics and your opportunities for undergraduate research. Just a few highlights from here as well. Business is one of our largest programs. It's a really great way to get connected to the business world. A lot of our students complete internships either within the local community within Anchorage or actually throughout Alaska as well. Engineering is also a really great standout program. With 99% of our students, even last year in the middle of COVID, were still able to find employment within 6 months of graduation. And these are, again, very high paying jobs in engineering as well. And then last one that I'll highlight on this slide is health science professions. We have 2 hospitals super close on to campus, one of them literally across the street. So a lot of our students in those health science professions are getting a lot of hands-on experience right from the get-go. Whether they be, whether it's your freshman or sophomore year, you're getting that experience right away, not having to wait. Next, on to cost and affordability. On the left is actually the only cost that y'all have to worry about, because every single student admitted from Hawaii qualifies for WUI tuition. There's no separate application or GPA requirement or testing requirement. Every single one of you would be able to qualify for that lower tuition, which is about, let's say, just under $10,000, $9,900 in tuition and fees. And then I also put the room and board, though you're not required to live on campus at any point during your stay with us. We would still recommend it, at least for the first year, just so you're kind of hitting the ground running and getting to know the area a little bit before moving off campus. But that's just a recommendation. We don't require it for our students. Next, we also have really great ways for you to experience other places beyond just Anchorage, and you kind of use UAA as a stepping stone to other locations. A really great study abroad program that can take you all around the world, including through our North and Ocean Exchange. We can take you to a lot of Nordic countries or other Arctic air regions, as well as basically almost any other country in the world as well. It's a really great way to kind of get connected. We also do have National Student Exchange, where you can spend a semester at another institution throughout the US, including, we actually partner with the University of Hawaii. So you may be able to even spend a semester back home if you're interested in doing that as well. Next, kind of a few different ways that you can continue your path to discovering more about UAA. We have something called Green and Gold Visit Days. Right now, these are fully virtual. So you could go onto our website. It's uaa.alaska.edu/visit, and whether you can do the self-guided virtual tour, which is actually really good. We have some virtual, computer guides that are able to help you there, or you could actually set up a full visit with one of our admissions counselors, as well as someone actually taking you through the entire tour and letting you know about their experience here at UAA. So you do have that way to connect with us as well. And then finally, if you do have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'm your main point of contact. You can see my email there along with the phone number to our office. So with that, I'll leave you and thank you for your time.
Thank you. Next, we'll be hearing from the University of California, Riverside.
Aloha, everyone. Thank you for taking time off your weekend to sit here with us today to listen to some of our universities and what we have to offer. So my name is Mandy Lowe, and I represent University of California, Riverside. I am the Assistant Director for our international and out-of-state students within undergraduate admissions. So I am also the person that's in charge of Hawaii. So I work very closely with a lot of you as well as your counselors. So I'm here today to share with you about our university in Riverside, which is in Southern California. So I am second of 3 UCs here on this session today to let you all know more about our university. So as you can see here on this slide, it's an area view of our beautiful campus. You'll see the bell tower located right in the middle of campus. That's actually our icon and landmark of the UC system. So you'll find a lot of our campus actually has this beautiful bell tower and lots of campus buildings surrounding it. You can see far in the background, there's some mountains. So in Riverside, there's lots of things to do. You're in Southern California, great location. We're pretty close to the beach, about an hour away. That's LA. There's also Palm Springs, Coachella, about an hour east of us. If you go down south about an hour, you'll also find Disneyland and the beach. So it's pretty centrally located in Southern California. A lot of fun things to do around the university as well. The mountains back there is very popular with students where they go hiking. There's a huge sea on one of the mountains, and there's a myth that say if you go kiss the sea, you'll get straight A's for the next quarter. So I don't know how true that is, but a lot of our students have tried that once they get onto campus here at Riverside. So it's worth a try. Our campus right now is about mid-size. We have about 25,000 students in total. Of that, it is about 1,700 international students from all over the world, making up 88 different countries. So you'll find lots of diversity on campus here at UCR. Our faculty members, we do a lot of research with our students. 98% of our faculty members actually hold PhD. So you'll be able to work very closely with these professors, no matter research, no matter your projects or in terms of discussions and your classes. They're pretty small. Our average class sizes is about 21 students per class. Of course, up to date, we have about 100,000 alumni all over the world that has changed lives everywhere after graduating from UCR. In terms of major, I don't know if you all have thought of what you want to study, but if that's what you're still thinking, you're still researching, and that's why you're here, at UC Riverside, we do offer more than 150 different majors for you to choose from. So these are just some of the colleges that we have on campus. Obviously, that's humanities, that's sciences, social sciences, education, school of business, public policy, and a school of medicine that actually opened on the West Coast here in California at UC Riverside. It was the first in 40 years to open. So we are trying to graduate more doctors in order to be able to better serve our community here in Riverside. It's called Inland Empire, so the huge region around here is Inland Empire region. And we're trying to graduate more doctors. So we do have a program. We recently just got a very exciting news to expand our medical research building. And so we are able to build out a new medical research building and medical education center so that we can graduate and admit more students to become doctors in the near future. So a lot of exciting changes, a lot of exciting updates coming up here at UCR. I myself did graduate from UC Riverside as well, from the Graduate School of Education. I did my master's there, but from our colleagues and other students who've done their undergraduate studies there, the experience has been wonderful. Experience has been great so far. Lots of interaction with the professors is what they tell me. It's because of the smaller class sizes that you get lots of one-on-one attention from your professors. Food is very exciting on campus as well because we're rapidly expanding lots of dining options on campus. Starbucks, Coffee Bean, Panda Express, these are all very popular options with our students. Last but not least, I wanted to share with you that UC Riverside actually offers a merit-based scholarship for our students up to $13,500 a year. This is based on your GPA, so that's why it's merit-based. A 3.5 or higher GPA from your high school grades 10 and 11 would guarantee you a scholarship of a minimum of $4,500 a year. To receive the $13,500 a year, you'll need a 3.9 GPA on average, and this is a weighted GPA. So even though we don't offer WUI like Merced or University of Alaska Anchorage, we do have this merit-based scholarship for non-resident students here at Riverside. Definitely check out our virtual open houses. Everything is online right now. We do have an open house from April 6th to the 8th. If you scan the QR code on this page, you'll be able to access the page for more information. We're doing raffles as well. We're giving out iPads and we're giving out Lenovo laptops. So very exciting for students who actually attend our Highlander Day. And if you'd like to make an appointment with me one-on-one, definitely go onto my Calendly website. I'm opening up 30-minute chat sessions with students like yourself. If you have more questions, definitely go on there and make that appointment with me. So with that, I'm going to pass it on to our next speaker. Mahalo.
Thank you. Next, we'll be hearing from Pacific University, Oregon.
Hello, everyone. My name is Donna Ramos Farsana. I'm the Associate Director Admissions for Pacific University, Oregon. I'm regionally based in Hawaii as well, and I used to be a high school counselor in the state of Hawaii. So if you have any questions about the college process in general, I'd be more than happy to assist you as well. So let's dive in. We're located in Forest Grove, Oregon, and as you can see in the center photo, kind of an aerial view of campus for our athletic area. The name says itself, we're in the middle of a forest, it's Oregon. No sales tax though, and you don't pump your own gas. Fun facts about Oregon. We're about 35 minutes west of Portland and about an hour away from the coast. We're about 15 minutes from what we call our Silicon Forest, off the name Silicon Valley in California. We call ourselves Silicon Forest, where the Nike World Headquarters is in Intel, and even the Adidas World Headquarters is located in downtown Portland. So pretty centrally located. If you're looking at some of the rankings for Pacific, we're considered the top 25 colleges with the best professors, a best value school on the West, and the #1 research institution in the Northwest when you're competing against the schools in Oregon and Washington. So a couple things with us is that we have just under 4,000 students at Pacific, over 65 different undergraduate programs, a 10-to-1 faculty student ratio, and a 19 class average size. These are some of our majors that we have at Pacific. We have a really cool class too called Essentials of Human Knowledge, where we bring all the professors from all the different majors. They come to your class and they talk to you about all the different majors and what you could do with it. So if you're still undecided, really great class for incoming freshmen to see what they want to study while they're at Pacific. Some of the things with Pacific is that we have a lot of different majors, but some of the more popular ones have been optometry, kinesiology, business, physician-assisted studies, and environmental science. 100% of the classes are taught by professors, and we have a 4-1-4 semester system where in the month of January, that 1 month, you can do a couple different things. You can stay home in Hawaii, you could take a travel course, or you could take one class Monday through Friday for 3 hours a day and be done with it. We also have a 4-year graduation guarantee where you're guaranteed to get out in 4 years at Pacific as long as you declare your major by the end of your sophomore year. And great thing about our guarantee is that if you take a 5th year at Pacific, we'll actually cover your tuition. 93% of our graduates within the first year of graduating from Pacific have a career internship or grad program. We require all students to do research and present at a national conference. We also require students to do an internship. And of course, the most popular internship site will definitely be the Nike World Headquarters because we're only 15 minutes from that campus. So a lot of students interested in business, marketing, or anything with sports are interested in interning with them. We have also 24 varsity and junior varsity sports. We require civic engagement and actually won the award for the most community service done by a university in the state of Oregon. 10+ performing arts groups and 70+ different clubs. I would like to call this the 6 pillars of Hawaii support because we bring in about 90 to 100 students from Hawaii, very big population coming from the state of Hawaii. We have 6 full-time directors that work for the students from Hawaii, myself included, that accepts the students from Hawaii. Uncle Jeff Brendan, who is also in charge of helping the students. Auntie Janale and Auntie Hope are in charge of all the activities that the Hawaii students will be doing on the weekends and providing all that support. And Jerry Yoshida and Gary Picaro is setting them up with internships. We do a lot of different activities with the Hawaii students to get you connected. I mean, being a club with 400 students we have 400 students in the Hawaii Club. There's a lot of different activities that you can offer. But fun fact about us is that we have rice at every meal, plate lunches every single day, poke bowls, and spam with civis in our common area. So really feels like home, but definitely the support is there at Pacific. All students are able to get a free Common Application waiver through the Common App. And so these are the steps, and I can help you with that. We require the Common App, a letter of recommendation, a high school transcript, and test scores are optional. And when you're looking at scholarships, actually 100% of the students that I admit from the state of Hawaii have all of their merit. They have at least a minimum merit scholarship of $15,000, but all the way up to $27,000 per year. We have talent-based scholarships, and we also accept all outside scholarships. We have all kind of different events and definitely can connect with you folks. Virtual events, we have pop-up workshops, Senior preview days with all seniors get a guaranteed $4,000 just for attending. And I definitely do some personalized meetings if you want to talk about the college process in general. And with that, here's my contact information. Like I said, I'm locally from Hawaii and I'm actually regionally based here as well. Here's my contact information and I look forward to working with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Lastly, we'll be hearing from UC Santa Barbara.
Wow, that's been a lot of great information. Let's see, let's get started here. And great. Hi, everybody. I'm absolutely thrilled to be here with you. You've almost made it to the end of this program, so congratulations to you. I'm Lisa Preskop. I am the Director of Admissions at UC Santa Barbara, and this is just a quick overview photo of our campus. It's beautiful, don't you think? You won't have to leave your gorgeous ocean behind. So we are a campus of about 26,000 students total. We are located 90 minutes north of Los Angeles. If you have friends or family who live in California, you can look at this map to see how far we are away from most major cities. It's very easy to get back and forth to Hawaii. There is a bus that you catch right next to campus that takes you directly to LAX. 90 minutes, you're at LAX, and then you can fly direct. Okay, so some fun facts about UC Santa Barbara. Most recently, we were named the #6 public university by US News and World Report. We also rank very high in what we call the happiness factor. Let's see, 2020, we were the #1 public university in California. I'm afraid in 2021, I think we may have slipped to #3, but we're still way up there. We have 6 Nobel Prize winners on our campus, 2 in chemistry, 2 in physics, economics. We are very well known in those fields. So we are very much a residential campus. Now, pre-COVID, more than 80% of our students lived within a square mile. Right now we are remote, but we are fully preparing to be back in person in the fall. So those of you who are juniors, we hope that you will have a much more normal experience when you come onto the university. If you're interested in what our dormitories look like, feel free to jump online to our housing site and you can take virtual tours to see, the amenities, the size of the rooms, things like that. There are 8 different residence halls, 4 different dining commons, so you can switch around, go where you want, and 6 different apartment complexes. So it's pretty common for students to live in a residence hall for 2 years and then move into one of the university-owned apartments. For students coming from outside of California, I would recommend to you that that's the most economical way to go versus renting a private apartment. And I think our facilities are actually quite nice. So we've already talked, you've heard from some of the other UCs about freshman selection, so I won't go into it into too much detail other than to say UCSB is a fairly selective campus. This year we admitted about 27% of our applicant pool. We're looking very carefully at your courses. Are you challenging yourself? What is the trajectory? Are you getting solid grades all the way across? We're going to look at your clubs and your activities. We are going to read your personal insight questions, which is the University of California version of what you probably call an essay. One thing to highlight, Santa Barbara does not use SAT or ACT in any way in our decision. So even if you sent us your scores, we wouldn't even look at them. So we're basically just looking at your academics, your extracurricular, and then what you tell us about yourself in those personal insight questions. We offer over 100 different majors, 40 minors in 3 main academic units called colleges. We have the College of Engineering, which offers electrical, mechanical, chemical engineering, computer science, and computer engineering. Letters and Science is by far the largest, and that also includes undeclared. So it's perfectly fine if you're still discovering what you want to do. And in fact, there's a lot of 1-unit seminars that you can take to learn about other majors. And then we have a very small college called Creative Studies that focuses on research. For those of you who are pre-med, pre-law, pre-business, we also offer special advising and special certificate programs for you outside of your major to continue developing those skills. over 500 clubs and organizations, 19 Division I NCAA sports, 27 club sports. There's always something to do. The University of California has phenomenal study abroad programs, over 300 programs in 40 different countries. We also have programs where you can go to Washington, D.C. It's called UCDC. The great thing that we share with all the UCs is these programs. So if you're friends at UC San Diego and you're here at Santa Barbara, you can go study together in Paris through the UC Study Abroad program. We have a very strong alumni network. Our students are doing very well on the job market and are being very successful into getting into graduate school. So you can be assured you are going to be prepared. We hope you will follow us on Instagram. We have 2 accounts. The UCSB Life is maintained by our student tour guides, if you want the student perspective, and UC Admissions by our admission counselors. And lastly, please stay connected. I am the person who visits Hawaii, so I hope to see you personally. Scan that QR code there to join our mailing list. And visit our campus homepage at any point, because we have a lot of activities going on virtually, and I'd love to get you more involved. So with that, I'm turning it back to our hostess. Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to invite everyone to come back on and do a quick round of Q&A, just sharing what advice you would give someone going through the college search process in the same order that you presented in.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, so I'd say definitely be authentic in the admissions process. I know many students are worried about the competitiveness, but I always tell students really highlight your strengths throughout the application, be it academics, leadership. So again, be your own authentic self.
Hi everyone. So my piece of advice is don't discount your local options. So I grew up in Hawaii. I definitely wanted to go away for school, so I didn't invest in the local admissions process as much as I should have. So definitely realize that you do have great local options out there.
Hi, y'all. Fernando with UAA here. I would say my advice would be also a bit of the opposite as well. So not discount the out-of-state options as well. I know when I was going through the process, I lived down in Texas, and I only looked at schools in Texas. Now that I'm on the other side of the desk, I realize there's so many places out there, both public and private institutions, that are very affordable and competitive, even compared to in-state institutions.
Aloha again, everyone. So my advice is reach out to your admissions counselors within the institutions that you're interested in, and that's why we're here. We are the people that's in charge of your region in Hawaii. So, we don't bite. All of our contact information is on our site. So definitely reach out to us, make that appointment, email us, call us. We'll be happy to answer any questions that you'll have.
Yeah, my advice is, as the saying goes, luck is no accident, right? So it's all about the daily things that you do, the daily to-do list, the systems, the people you interact with. It's everything that you do every single day. So don't discount, don't waste a day. Make sure that you are better than you were yesterday. So one of those things that I think would help with the college process.
And I would say, don't make the assumption that there's one best fit college. Talk to your friends. You're probably seeing seniors right now who are maybe disappointed that they didn't get into their first choice college. Know that there are lots of great fits for you. And so you should be applying broadly, and don't get overly focused on any one school. At this point in your high school career, you should be looking much more broadly.
Awesome. So we do actually have enough time that I'm going to ask another question. So if you all want to share an interesting or fun fact about your school, and we can go around in the same order.
Aloha, everyone, again. So yes, for the University of California, Merced, being that we are built in the 21st century, I like to say that we are the definition of a 21st century university, where our campus is quite sustainable, very technologically savvy. For example, the river that flows through campus actually controls the AC system. So it's pretty awesome how sustainable we are.
Here at HP, we are the most culturally diverse private university in the country, as we are a melting pot of different cultures. We have students coming from all over to that attend HPU to pursue their education. And our students really get that real life experience, as well as like that out of state perspective without necessarily having to leave.
Yeah, I think for UAA, something that's really awesome is the way that, like a kind of fun fact, is that we have a lot of, whether it be both vocational or more career directly oriented programs as well, including things like professional piloting or being an air traffic controller. So you have a lot of really cool options at UAA that might not be at a traditional college.
Here at UC Riverside, we originated as a citrus experiment station. So those little oranges that you see, those cutie oranges, those originated and came from UCR. So the favorite thing about our students is that they love the freshly squeezed orange juice on campus every morning. They say it's the best drink ever.
With Pacific University, Oregon, it's definitely the Hawaii support that we provide. And there's a reason why about 100 students from Hawaii come to Pacific every year. It's the support. We have parent coordinators on every island. The biggest event normally would be a sporting event, but for us, it's the student-run luau, where over 3,000 people come and perform from every state. It's the biggest scholarship fundraiser, and it's a way for a lot of Hawaii students to showcase their culture.
Well, what a lot of people don't realize about Santa Barbara, I would say, is I tell people we were green before it was hip to be green. We have a very, very heavy environmental focus. And in fact, the fun fact that people don't realize is Earth Day was founded out of Santa Barbara. So back in the late 60s, there was an oil spill off the coast of California, and 3 small cities decided to get together to do something to raise environmental awareness across the globe. And that small event is what is now Earth Day. So environmentalism is truly a landmark of UC Santa Barbara.
Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for sharing, and thank you everyone for joining us. When you go to close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. And in about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording, as well as all of the other sessions recordings at strivescan.com/Hawaii. So thank you, everyone. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.